Raja G. Thanks for coming on by. Hope it has been going well today. This stream, if you couldn't tell, basically we're going to be doing a few Code Wars. We'll be doing a couple of miscellaneous projects, some polishing up my Always Lurking app, fixing a bug there, fixing a bug in some, well, not fixing a bug, but adding graphs to my Code Wars leaderboard, maybe adding a JSON editor to the database builder made by Mindwolf. Just a couple of miscellaneous things for today. Hope your day's been going good, Raja G. Raja G. I remember. Hopefully I'm remembering. I don't know the goldfish. Trying. I really think I got it this time. How has your day and week been going so far? Looks kind of fun. Yeah, hopefully it is. That is the plan. Let me get that lovely background music going. And of course, we're going to start off with a Code Wars. So let's put some time on the clock. 10 minutes should be enough to knock out this Code War. Where is my parent? And it's got cry in the title already, so bad sign, but I think this one ain't that difficult. So we have mothers arrange a dance party for children in the school. Only mothers and children. All the lights went out, so yeah, all problems. Got a nice little story to it. Uppercase letters stand for mothers, while lowercase stand for children. A is the mother of all the lowercase a's. So that's understandable. Our input is a string containing just letters with unique uppercase letters, so we'll only have one parent of all the A's, for example. Place them in order where mothers are followed by their children, so lowercase, so this is the input, and the output should be uppercase, then lowercase of all that letter, uppercase, then lowercase of all that letter. So this is going to give us a string of only characters, and we're meant to return that string sorted. So if we have a string, in order to sort it, we first need to convert it to some form of mutable data structure. I will eventually, Raja G, to like leak code and stuff for like the popular problems, but I find that at least for most problems, like you can find them on Code Wars. You just have to, like, the data structures and algorithm problems I'm referring to, like, they exist here on Code Wars. You just have to go to lower Cailloux. So I will be sprinkling in, and I technically already have, like, the last 2 or 3 streams. People have suggested leak code, and I've went firm and stuff. But yeah, I'm not abandoning Code Wars. It's still a pretty good platform in my opinion, but I'm bouncing between them. Exactly, Remy D. Thanks for coming by. That was gonna be my first approach, to be like, is it just a sort and we're done? So if I take the dancing brigade, which is a string, and I convert it to an array using the spread syntax, I can then call sort, and like Remy's suggesting, just gonna do it, and then join it back to a string to see how the native locale based sort just works. Okay, so expected B-E-B-B-E-E. Okay, so it looks like all the uppercase letters are coming before lowercase letters, which, thinking about it alphabetically, that makes sense, because they're converted to character codes and all that, so, and they have a higher or lower, because they're in a different section, so that makes sense, which means we'll have to write a little comparison function to implement this logic ourselves. So essentially, we would like to use locale compare, because that is the easiest way to sort strings. I'm gonna assume this is what it's already doing, so we should get slightly different. Okay, so apparently JavaScript does not use locale compare by default. Fun fact for you. We got lowercase b's, then the uppercase b, then lowercase e's. Okay, so the locale compare is sorting a little closer to what we want, but backwards. So whenever this is going the wrong way, you swap A and B, see if it goes the right way. Okay, now it's going the right way, but in the wrong alphabetical order. So essentially, this is where I can do some conditional logic to determine if it's the same character, then use AB locale compare or BA locale compare. Otherwise, use AB locale compare. I think that's my plan. So we're going to check if it's the same character. Yeah, Remy D, it's like both of them are wrong. Well, both of them are right, but they're wrong in the opposite ways. It's like a Venn diagram, or like it's like a light switch basically of wrong and right. So we're just going to see if A to lowercase equals B to lowercase. And yeah, there's probably a better way to check if they're the same character ignoring case, but it seems alright. So if they're the same, we want this order, but if they're different, we want this order. And if my luck, I got them the wrong way around. I probably got them the wrong way around, so I'm just going to flip it, see if I got lucky there. Lucky me. Oh, well, hold on. Hey, lucky me. So essentially, if they're the same character, we want to sort them descending from B to A, but if they're different characters, we want to sort them ascending from A to B. GG, yeah, it's a good one to start off, and I'd say. Of course, it's pretty good, but let's see right here. We are on Codewars.com. I don't know if they'll accept such a lengthy solution as this. So let's just squash it into a ternary. So we're going to return if they're equal, then we'll return B to A, otherwise A to B. Yeah, I mean, I learned about it once, Remy, and I've always used it whenever I wanted to sort strings. Another way you can do locale compare, I believe, is if you like use the less than or greater than operator. Let me see if they actually have a better example on the MDN. Because every time I write it, essentially you say if A is less than B, return 1, else A greater than B, return -1, else return 0. I think that's the logic. It's a little different because as you see there's a warning here. They don't return just -1 and stuff. But yeah, it's essentially it. The important part is it's locale compare, and that's supposed to be Unicode and language safe and all that stuff. A purple it is, Roger G. Yep, locale compare. Yeah, and I never really use these settings, all this, where you can like do settings on it to case sensitive sorting and all the fun stuff. It's kind of like the date API. There are a lot of crazy settings for it. Not to mention the actual language internationalization awesomeness of it. But yeah, I mean, I only use it just for the simple locale compare. I don't use the fanciness on it, but yeah, every time I'm converting or sorting strings, locale compare is the way I go. Let's really Code War fire this up. There we go. Yeah, it's not the worst readability. Just one-lined it. And we gotta submit, of course. Yeah, exactly. When I read it the exact same way, Remy D. Locale as in language. But as we did see, like the way that JavaScript normally sorted the strings versus locale compare. Oh wow, there's a way to do this. I mean, as we saw before, using just .sort and sort AB locale compare, it changes because it gets language specific instead of convert this string to its character code and convert the character codes numerically. So it's not the same as native, just plain old sort. But yeah, apparently you can locale compare to the KF with case first upper. And that's what everyone did. Index equals 0 or value not equal the last one. Valued. Okay, I don't know what they're doing there. Yeah, that case first, it's a very interesting thing. I literally, so here's another thing I get to learn today. Where is case first? Okay, it's not here. Well, obviously it exists, so options. See international collector options. Okay. Again, this is kind of like the date API or the to locale date API. The options are hidden on this thing. Oh, there's case first. Case first. Whether uppercase or lowercase should be sorted first. That's pretty straightforward, I suppose. KF. This option can be set through the options property case. Okay, yeah, this is a new API. A little weird. Yeah, so this is the way they've been doing it. Can also be set through the KF extension key. Okay, so I guess there's a shorthand way to set these using the other one. Hey, Zybrant, today is going well. Thanks for coming on by. And hey, Dumpster, thanks for coming on by, you too. Hope your day's been going well. Didn't really tune in for that that playthrough, but I did see you were on, Zybrant, so I was lurking. Wow, look at all these fancy settings. So I'm trying to understand this KF. Okay, so apparently if you, I guess they did both of them, but if you pass KF as the, where is it? As the locale, it automatically defaults to case first. Oh, I get it. KF, K for case. A little weird, but I guess there's no two-letter internationalization code for KF, so they use that. APIs are weird sometimes, aren't they, folks? Oh, so we got the or. Oh, okay, so this. Okay, this is a fancy way to. Oh, lowercase locale compare. Okay, so they just ordered it a different way. Well, that's neat. There's the regex. Found it, folks. Had to be in here somewhere. Declaring a string using the indexes to sort. It's another way. Hey, of course, Zybreth. Happy to help. Okay, this they know exactly what they're doing then. This looks crazy. Everything can be I know, Remy. That's why like I was scrolling to be like, I'm not leaving until I find the regex solution. And now that I found it, we out of here. Okay, yep, so let me set this thing up. Oh, that's not the right number. That's the right number. There we go. Okay, so there's a bug in my always lurking application. It's half a bug, half a unimplemented feature. Gonna be real hopeful my internet don't do a thing right now. There we go. So like this is the thing that I use for always lurking on streams and stuff. For those who haven't seen it, it is here. You check what groups you want to watch. It opens the players. Ta-da! That's it. That's basically what it does. And it automatically opens and closes players with a chat as stuff is going on. It's a little slow right now because internet, but it does work, I promise. Now there's an issue in which it's two issues. One, the people I've selected, they're supposed to be in the URL. That's one thing. Another problem is, hey, here comes the internet. 10 seconds too late. Oh, by the way, yeah, we'll look at that. Oregon Curtis is also currently on right now, doing some static site for their client, if you want to check them out. But yeah, the bug with this is first, the names are not in here, so you can't really share it easily. Secondly, more importantly, is that, and I ran into this twice, which is why I'm fixing this, when you're in like the closed mode, you can't tell if the WebSocket disconnects. So I was just had it opened, I'm like, oh, it's an awfully quiet day today. No, the WebSocket disconnected, never reconnected, and I just missed a bunch of people. So we're going to be making this a bit more visible when you are closed like this. Probably like a square right here. That's not a square, but here comes the square. And we're going to do like some kind of square right up there, so it'll be visible when the WebSocket isn't working. And then probably going to get this in the URL bar. And with that code, it is way over here. So this is, it's a React app, so we might not all be intimately familiar with its details, but it's also an Express app, so we'll be a little bit familiar with that. Fortunately, ain't really got no Express stuff to do, so it's all front end. Color the square to match the open close color. Ah, yeah. Maybe I read that wrong, but you mean to like set this color. It's like this indicates open or closed. Yeah, that could make it. I mean, it'll be more of an. Okay, I wanted to make sure I understood that, or I was just taking your idea somewhere else. But yeah, that does make a lot more sense. It'll first I can completely ditch this, or at the very least won't need it because it'll be indicated here. And yeah, I don't have to add an indicator. Remy D. See, this is why you should stream, folks. They have good ideas. You thinking, no, I ain't streaming. I'm streaming for the ideas. What are we building? Atari Kish. Well, we're not building. Wait, I mean, I did build this, but we're expanding. So Remy D. just give me a great idea. Instead of having this green box here, which you can't see half of the time, or it's like 80% of the time because it's usually closed, we're just going to make this thing have a background color or color green and red accordingly, because this thing changes colors. We want it to always be visible. So that is the plan. Let's jump onto our front end code, which is React. So we might not all be familiar with it, but it's all JavaScript under the hood, so some things will be familiar. First, I have to find out where I'm going. Controls 2, 3. Okay, I found it. Phew, that was close. Okay, so I have controls. Yeah, first before I can tell you all where we're at, I gotta find out where I am at. So this is our details and this is our controls with a field set and a button. The difference between TS and TSX, that is a great question. So the TS in both of them stands for TypeScript. It is a superset of JavaScript that adds types to JavaScript. And the SX part is similar to JSX. It indicates that it uses React, or specifically the JSS syntax, which, if you don't really care about it, it indicates that you're using HTML in your JavaScript code. And DM Bull. Nothing much. Just fixing the UI a little bit. For a great suggestion from Remy D. Yeah, of course, yeah. You don't always see it. Like in React code, you'll sometimes see code that's just .js. But when you're using TypeScript, you kind of have to use TSX because there are only so many symbols on the keyboard, and you need to tell TypeScript, hey, these symbols are now being used for this purpose. So if you don't, TypeScript gets really confused because TypeScript also uses chevrons for generics and other things. It's not like a thing you'll make a mistake of. My linter, yeah, it does. I mean, I guess it might be possible to use JSX inside TS files. I've been so long since I tried, though. Okay, so I have my toggleable details. Linter's the real reason. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I mean, hey, as long as something's getting you there, right? Yeah, I remember Create React app used to not make JSX files at one time, but yeah, most people can get you there now. Okay, so I have toggleable details. Yeah, and for the React experts here, probably DM Bull. I know this is bad, weird pattern, hooks returning components code, but it's too late. I'm not refactoring. Exactly, DM Bull. TypeScript is like, hey, this ain't TypeScript, and you'd be like, no, chill. Okay, so I found the controls. That was not too difficult. I have to find this connection string now. Connection : there it is. Found it. So I shoved it in a connection indicator. That's about to be gone. So let's find out where I'm using connection indicator. There it is. Poof. So I have connection status. This is what I want to drag around. Poof. But that's a good one. It might actually, yeah. Yeah. For me, it's kind of just what works until I need to show people. Then, oh yeah, let's make this code readable and stuff. But yeah, as you can tell by all my custom hooks, I am very much a hooky person. I love me my hooks. At least in this project, I've used them. So I have groups to watch. This here, this here. Yeah, lovely React. I don't need that. Thank you, Lenter. Why are you angry? Also don't need that. My code, my rules. Exactly. And when I'm done, I'm just like Control Shift I. Auto formatter does its job. I'm done. So I have connection status here, but I need this up here. So it looks like scope might have to get risen up. Rise up. Or at least I'll need to export the variable. Because where am I using my group selector? Using it in the app. It's a great place to use it. And then here I have my toggleable details, which I can pass the connection status. I found it. Yeah. I mean, it depends on the project and all, how loosey goosey I am, but it also depends on like how long the project's gonna last. If it's gonna last a week, maybe not. But if it's lasting more than that, best to front load that work early so you don't basically run into your own technical debt and all that. So I have connection status here using the slugs and that, and I'm not exporting that, so I'll probably export the connection status itself. What does my WebSocket return? It returns string. That is awesome. Wait, what's it return? It literally returns a connection status. It doesn't even need to do that in an array. Old code, I fixed it, don't worry. Lovely. I call that path the wave of the upgrade. That's right. Okay, so we have that, and then we have connection status. Just gonna shove it in the object, no one will mind. Need to add a hyphen on a zip code if user wrote 9 digits over 5. Wrote utility and passed the function inside the register for the on change. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I followed like 90% of that there. But yeah, it sounds like the best way to do it. Just basically add on to the native or the hook-based functionality or the library functionality already there. Connection status. There we go. So I have connection status. Pure React. I can show you if I can find my link. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, it'd be an interesting read probably. Pure React. I mean, yeah, like I said, I've said this before, but I haven't used enough forms to really jump into the formification world of all the React libraries, but I'm sure I'll get there shortly. Toggleable details, detail open, and connection status. I'm gonna pass that straight down, so now I can receive my connection status. Connection status. Oh yeah, and I just forgot. There we go. I got the line command working now. Twitch up. I did not know why that is still working, or why that thing is happening. Bunch of forms. It's a bunch of questions. Yeah. On one hand, I can see how tedious that could be. Just form after form after form. So let me go fix this. Highlighter. Do not say things in the chat. Say nothing in the chat. Don't know why you're even talking in chat. Goodbye. Be quiet. Okay, I had that thing. It's like, oh, it's done. It's like, no, apparently it's real talkative. Okay, so I removed some code. I need to now remember what code I removed. Here we go. So this is what I use. I use data status to basically use the coloration. Hey, there we go. Let's see. Created this, but had to make it different to fit the code base. That makes sense. Without the React hook form. Okay, I should be able to understand it all then, right? It should make sense. Okay, yep, so here's the app, zip code formatted, zip code. There's the magic one. Yes, you basically added a middle thing for before, yeah, basically, I don't know what you call this, a middleware essentially to do the thing to the thing. And here's the actual utility function. Okay, so replace everything that's not a digit with nothing. So get rid of the non-digits. Get the length less than 6, do the thing. Otherwise, oh, I can understand this. Yeah. Highlighting just got here, but yeah, 0, 5, hyphen 5 to 9. And nice. That's exactly how I would have written it, DM Bull. You got nothing to say here. I wouldn't have thought of the regex way to get rid of all the non-digits, but that's a smart way to do it. Input is not rendering for you. Am I blind? No, it's over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a little tiny border. Yeah, better late than never. And yeah, sorry, atrocious. I do have my own website. My domain is $12 a year or $10 because I'm using a .com. I think they're usually a little more expensive, but you can get it for like at least the first year for it was like $4 or $5 for my domain a year. So it's not that cheap, in my opinion, a Tarkish, especially since essentially it's $1 a month. But for the first year, it's usually a lot cheaper than that. And if you don't go for a com or an org, go for one of the off-brand domains, even more cheaper. Yeah, but yeah, DMBO, this is pretty nice. I mean, this literally does everything you want. What more could you want from it? Wait, let's see. How does it handle copy and pasting? As expected, I suppose. I'm trying to see like, what weird things would users like to do? Adding to the beginning of the string. I mean, that's as expected. It throws your cursor to the end of it, but I mean, if you're weird already if you're adding to the beginning of the string. Symbols. No, the regex here. You see this regular expression. If it ain't a digit, it ain't existing. So it's gone. Hey, break it, let's go, yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just be like, I'm not gonna break it. I'm gonna go get one of them, what are they called, fuzz testers or something? Like, I ain't doing this. Because this is like, it seems pretty solid to me, damn boy. And, no, I'm Karish. I am not a software engineer. Well, I am a software engineer. I'm currently looking for my next position. I'm a member of the 100 Devs agency. They're an agency with a free training program for full-stack web development. It's free. Pretty cool Discord. People willing to help all the time, too. So that's what I'm currently a member of. If you ever want to check them out, they do their teaching live here on Twitch and on their Discord. But yeah, software engineer, currently looking for my next position. In the meantime, freelancing. But yeah, DMO, this is exactly what I expect. And I imagine, like, at least for the form magic, I don't know, again, I'm not familiar with all the form ways to do this, but it would probably be a middleware, kind of like already how you have here, but you'd do it for one specific field and all that, but imagine it wouldn't be too difficult further. Ah, yeah. I mean, what better way is there to do? I mean, DMBL, we're on the same page here. This works. I don't see the cons. I don't see any additional pros you would get from doing something else. So yeah, it looks good to me. Oh, my bad, Akash. I don't recognize all the names on Twitch sometimes. Just apply. Never click apply, though, ain't it? Yeah, I'm getting there. It's a marathon, not a sprint for me, for sure. Yeah, whoa, dude, thanks for coming on by, and yep, DMBull just explained it. This is a little PR React component that they made to essentially add a hyphen to 5+ digit zip codes, and it just works. Average space lever. Hey, okay, I got you now, yeah. Now I'm wondering, now it's probably, yeah, so this is the best way to do it for the automatic DMBull. I was going to suggest using the, what's it called, pattern attribute, which you can specify like a regex in here to do stuff, but that wouldn't automatically add the hyphen. So I think specifically to get the automatic hyphen, this is the only way to do it. But for the actual validation, you could do some magic regex via the pattern. Oh, you already got the... Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you're covered on all bases then. Sounds perfect to me. This could totally be a ternary, though. It's like, do you even go to Codewars.com? Nah. But, I mean, yeah. This is exact perfect code for me. I see nothing wrong with it. Okay, let's figure out what I got. Now, you got that beautiful PR. Now, we got to go back to this. Everyone avert your eyes. Oh, I think I forgot to turn on screencast. Is it one-liner, though? I mean... You probably could one-lineify it. So let's see, a span with a class and a data thing. That's not too difficult. Okay, let me restore this so I can yoink it. And then poof, be gone. Okay, let's shove this onto my... Essentially, it's going to be on my summary and my legend. So let's shove that there. That's right, Remy. Is it one-liner? It can always be one-liner. Hey, RoboDom, thanks for coming on by. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well myself. Hey, Slip the Code, thanks for the follow. The tables have turned. Yes, they're turning. glad you got that the Morse thing going too. Yeah. Yeah, I got the whole gang here. Yeah, everyone have that emote. Which emote you talking about? The DN Bullpog. Oh, that's a cool looking one. Yeah, that's a nice one for sure. Ooh, Docker to implement in your company's Jamstack. So I have worked with Docker. You don't have your own emote? Okay, that's a go. Maybe it's someone else's emote. I'm just blind. I mean, it looks like. I don't know. Which one is it? But yeah, thanks for coming on by and for the follow there, Slip the Code. And yeah, I forgot, I was thinking a thought, and the thought is now gone. Yeah, Docker. I have used Docker in the past. And yeah, I've used Docker Compose. I haven't used fancy stuff, like essentially, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I actually have some on github.com. So it's on a very boot campy project, unfortunately. Yeah, we gotta do fundies for DM Bull to get their own emotes. That's good. Hey, do JSWay Chapter 4. Yeah, you go for a RoboDom. So I think I have a project that does use Docker and Docker Compose. So yeah, I've used it a little bit DM Bull, mainly in like setting up a thing. So if I set up front end, back end, and database, those are the three parts that the pattern I've always used with Docker. I've used it in a very boot campy project publicly. So to do full stack is essentially it's a repo with submodules as my other repos, specifically with a Docker Compose. I mean, this is the Docker magic I did. I specifically did this. I forced myself to do this to learn Docker. So we have front end, which builds from the front end with a Vite thing, volume for mounting, so the back end can serve the front end. Ports depends on back end, so this thing won't load until this thing is done, so we have orders happening. And the next one is back end, pointing to a thing, setting some environment variables I use weirdly. Cores, static, database URL, guess. Yeah, this is for the local database. And then volumes, more mounting directories across Dockers, ports, depends on database. So you see I'm very much dependency chained. So database has to come first. It's a Postgres, whatever this is. Mounts here, so when you stop the Docker Compose and start it, it's still alive. Port redirect, all that stuff. Hey, you go, Remy D. Thanks for coming on by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you next time. Next.js, TypeScript, GraphQL, Apollo, Nexus, Chakra, and a bunch of internal tools. I mean, yeah, Next.js, TypeScript, big fan. GraphQL, fiddled with it. Haven't used a big project, but small enough. Apollo, that's more GraphQL. Nexus, I know Chakra is the UI library. Code gen. Ooh, code gen. Okay, yeah. Declarative. Oh, so it's more GraphQL. Yeah, I haven't gotten. I like the fact that you can essentially statically generate GraphQL types and all that. I just haven't gotten to that myself. But when I do, yeah, I'm gonna throw types on it and all. Learned about Docker. It is a little intimidating for sure. It does. I won't lie about it. It was intimidating. It still is intimidating. Strongly typed GraphQL. Could you ask for a better thing, DM Bull? I mean, what more do you want? That sounds lovely. And yeah, so I have the Docker file with those three things. I have a separate repo for the front end, which it's very amazing. Look at all these lines. Let me zoom in a little. So it copies JSON, runs the install, adds whatever database packages you've done. So this is weird, but it works. And that's it. It runs. And then for the back end, it's as amazing, probably. So this is the front end. Ooh, it's even shorter. It just installs and runs a command. So the building blocks, like the Legos, aren't complicated, but you can build complicated automated things with them for sure. Super fun. Upcoming one strongly typed is Pothos. Name strings. Ooh, you wouldn't ever know. Interesting. I would think DMBL that GraphQL would kind of do something, but I guess I haven't worked enough with it to tell. Yeah. So for this project, my to-do full stack, which I know very boot campy name, they are different containers. They're completely separate repos actually. You find it. Yeah. So we have the full stack, which contains of the two different Docker files. So this is the combination, the full stack. It composed of the back end and the front end, each being a different Docker, having its own Docker dev file. So yeah, they are their own containers. I think the front end, so yeah, this is specifically for development, obviously. Well, I guess it wasn't obvious. This is specifically for development, so that way when you run it and start it up, like when you modify the front end, I'm trying to remember actually. Yeah, so I configured Vite to put the static assets here and all the things. I'm trying to remember what this is, but yeah, essentially there are two different containers, and there's technically a third container if you don't bring, like, for Postgres. So this is very much a development Docker Compose. I don't think I ever wrote a production variant, because it would essentially be the development minus the database, or with a different database URL. Yeah, for sure, DMBL. That's literally what I did here. I was like, hey, let's shove this thing. Let's shove it on this thing. Best way. But you gotta use this on something. Okay, so we add a class named connection indicator and a doohickey of that. Then on the legend, we also add that. Do I have a Docker container for deploying Postgres databases? So I guess I do. Like, it's deploying a Postgres database. Well, not deploying, it's doing the job of Postgres. So it's here. It's probably not what you're looking for. A little bit more. Hey King, how's it going? Is it necessary? It is not necessary. It depends on how you. Yeah, you can do it without it. I didn't write one without it, but you can totally just have the front end and the back end. And I do have that variant available. I didn't write it, but yeah, you don't need a database image, as long as if you're using a database, you provide a valid database URL, which when running Docker Compose, you can override this with a real environment variable, I think. I don't know, settings. Hey, thanks for coming on by, Total Eclipse. It is all good. And hey, thanks for the hydrate, Roger G. Oh, I don't know, King. I would need to know about Docker a little bit more to actually go tutorialize on it. I'm not there just yet. Look at those Docker Compose files. Yeah, it's an old one. I was thinking, because I've worked a little with Docker, I'm like, what's the Docker thing I worked on? It's like, I worked on Docker once. I'm like, and this is literally the whole project, so this is the whole reason I did it. Yeah, whoa, dude. I mean, there are a lot of moving parts. This is very much more DevOps slash database manager slash whatever that position is stuff. So, just a software engineer, you might not have to do this, but as a smaller company, if you wear many hats, then yeah, this might be a responsibility for you. Yeah, that's that's the whole benefit of it, right? Total Eclipse, you can reuse it and not have to worry about all these different things changing and different environments and all that. But yeah, don't use it too much today because haven't made. Again, I just did this so I could say I've done it, so for the experience. But I don't know. I guess I'm not building big enough stuff to Dockerize. Although there is one thing I do need to Dockerize: my Codewars leaderboard. Um, because while this is like for fine as it is technically two different applications, a back end and a front end. So if I was going to Dockerize anything, this would be the next thing to Dockerize. You found a bug in my main site. Oh, well, which bug did you find? It could be any of them, you know? But hey, I appreciate that, Roger. I mean, unless it's a giant security one, feel free to drop it in chat or if you sent it. Hey, we could fix that bug too. I mean, I did say we're fixing it. How did I build this? Okay, let me figure this out. How to make Docker image small. Well, I guess the first thing to do, King, would be to use a smaller image. So let me reopen some tabs. So, I mean, I guess these are the ones. Like, I'm using image Postgres. This includes a bunch of binaries and stuff for this thing. Maybe I don't need all the features that. There you go, Eclipse Alpine. Yeah, I think that's literally the smallest Docker container or image you can start off with. I don't think I used it. Oh, you know? Yeah, you do. I don't think I used it because these are node projects. But yeah, I haven't really used any of that. Just Alpine only. For the Python, yeah. Node LTS Alpine. So I guess I am using Alpine just with a node package on top of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure every language, it's Docker. Every language got to have it, right, Eclipse? And and Tarish, I don't know what you were asking how I built. If you're asking about how I built the to-do thing, it is a React app and a Express app. And then if you're asking about the Codewars leaderboard, it's what do you call this? So this is a Next.js front end using a cron scheduled script to download the stats from the thing. The leaderboard, yeah. Ooh, from scratch. That's a tough one, King. I would go to Alpine, see what they did, and copy what they did. That's how I would do it from scratch. Yeah, dumb like. I mean, that's the point of it, right? Eclipse just to be just what you have and literally nothing more. Use a Docker Compose, Docker Compress WebStrike extractor. Those are some words that I know the individual meanings of, DM Bull. But yeah, Tarsh, so this is my Codewars leaderboard. It essentially, so basically, Codewars has a leaderboard for clans. They have an official one now, but for a number of time it wasn't official, so it was the every 3 hours I would have a script that would scrape the data from my Codewars clan, 100 devs, and it would save that on a file. Then I used all that to eventually had enough files I could compare data. So from the beginning of the 16th to the end of the 16th, M-Dude gained 133 honor. GG, M-Dude. Yeah, that's right, Robodom. And well, then you can just like link to the docs, right? Just like link to the docs you copied from. And yeah, this particular bit is Next.js front end, which is React front end, really, just with extra easier stuff. And yeah, we will be getting to this eventually, but still got to do this thing over here to get these pretty colors working. So let's get these pretty colors. So yeah, we're gonna go to this project, but after we get this project, God only knows. I mean, sometimes like just pass off the buck. Like, if you really wanted to know I know someone to ask and just drop on them your favorite religious text. Like, boom, that's the contact information. You can go ask them. So, after you run this, hold on, let me hide secrets. Because I gotta open my env file. No one freak out. So you got nothing really in it. There we go. I have to delete my host name. It's already deleted. I was prepared. Scratch is great for image for binary. It doesn't require 500. Oh, we're talking about node modules for sure. Yeah. I mean, I built a webpack config once. I haven't went that deep, that's for sure. Okay, so we gotta start up. So again, this is, as you can see, a very good thing that Docker Compose would be awesome for, but too lazy to write it. Yeah, DM Bull, thanks for coming on by and sharing that PR. It was a basically a straightforward solution. I couldn't have thought of any better way to do it myself. Then npm run start. So yeah, speaking of Docker Compose, those would totally be a solution for that, but it ain't here. Would I want to run another port? Oh yeah, because my overlay is on port 3000. Powerline Go. That sounds interesting. What is a Powerline Go? PowerShell style prompt for your shell. Oh, you're asking what theme I have? No. So I'm using OhmyZSH, and what am I using it with? ZSHRC. I don't know what theme I'm using. I'm using Power Level 10K. So yeah, I mean it's pretty close to what you were saying, King. If you're asking about what theme, terminal, all stuff I'm using. OhmyZSH with Power Thing 10. Oh, I can see. Yeah. Fancy. Yeah, Dumpster Dev. ZSH is a shell, so kind of like how we have command prompt on Windows, PowerShell on Windows, Bash or Fish on Unix. If you're on Macs, you probably have Fish. ZSH is another shell program to interpret and do shells. It's basically another version of command prompt. OhmyZSH is a bunch of stuff kind of like on top of it, like templatey. It's like a bunch of pre-built configurations, and yeah, King, it probably is slow. It's not the thing limiting my speed though, so it doesn't bother me. Yeah, the commands are almost all identical. ZSH has some additional stuff it adds on top, and it has a few things that it does differently. Like if you do fancy wildcard things with like asterisks and stuff, sometimes the syntax is different on ZSH, but functionally for like most cases they're identical in normal usage. Like there are actual differences, I just don't use them, I suppose. I don't know, I've never ran into anything that's like, oh, this works on Bash but this don't work on ZSH, or vice versa. It's a much bigger difference than from command prompt to Bash or something, because those are completely different universes. But yeah, Powerline. I mean, it looks nice. Again, I just ran the wizard and I selected what I liked. I'm not really into, my days of spending days customizing my environment are a little bit behind me at this point. But yeah, Powerline Go. Oh, looks nice. If ever I need the speed, that would be where I'd go. Okay, now what is this? Let's turn off Dark Reader because I got confused. Wow, that color. It's already working, folks. So if I click this and it's connect. What an amazing feature. Let's ship it, right? So if I turn it. Oh, why is it still green? It's still green. So we need to do some console logging. Let's actually see if I close it. Ooh, that is slip. It's pretty close, huh? So the green's okay. I need the color to be white now. So let's find out where I style things. Ship it, don't ship it, unship it. Go back, go back, go back. Color black. Well, I guess I want color white at this point, because... Oh no, I don't want color white. Now why is this so unreadable? Maybe it's just me, my brain being weird. I mean, if we're going all the way, let's add a little border radius while we're here. Ooh, that looks nice with a little bit more padding. It's a lot of vertical padding for me. Vertical or horizontal, so yeah. I want less vertical. Remove the underline. Yeah, I suppose we don't really need the underline now. Because that was supposed to like indicate it was a clickable, but now the color should be like, you can click me. Text decoration none. Yeah, that looks a little better for sure. And then for this, good suggestion, Roger G. Max content rather. There we go, and it puts it in the center. Okay, so I don't want to do that anymore. It's not marginato. Yeah, we want top left corner. It's moving like 5 pixels, folks. I can fix it. So all I gotta do is add a margin left when it is closed. So this will be on the connection indicator when the connection indicator is a summary. Yeah, so boom, that part's done. Connection indicator summary. I know how to type. There we go. No, it's summary connection indicator. Tell me, VS Code, did I get it right? Yeah, I did it, guy. So unless I want margin left, 1 rem. We're not going pixel perfect here, folks. Ooh, look at that. Clicky, clicky, clicky. I gotta get rid of that user select. That's annoying now. Just select none. Is that what it is? Yeah, look at that. It's not pixel perfect. Oh, it's because this Unicode character is a different shape, which is annoying, but it's not annoying enough for me to want to fix it. Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, it's literally the shape of the Unicode character that's throwing it off, so it's pixel perfect for me. I think I want a little less vertical. 1, 3, 5. I don't know math. But it's rascal perfect. Hey, it's good enough. This is good. Let's actually use this thing. We'll turn off autoplay before my internet dies. Okay, so we click people. It's red. It's connecting. Now it's green. It's connected. What is going on for my dark reader? Okay, let me watch my internet. Make sure I don't knock myself off. Yeah, God, now I want it more to the left, but this is good enough. Then when it's off, so I'm not connected to anything right now. It shouldn't have any color. So yes, this is the last thing. We just need to not color it when it's not connected. Log connection. I could just inspect it, but I'm logging it instead. Tell me. Okay, so well, why are you connected to anything at all? Okay, this might be a bug I just found. I should not, if I'm not checked on anything, I shouldn't be connected to anything. Okay, so we're fixing one bug to the next. So let's say connection status. This is a variable, thankfully, so I can say connection status equals. Oh, I know why. So the opening is one thing, the coloring is another thing. Let's track it down. So we have connection status from connection status, from use group selector, from use group WebSocket, from group slugs. So apparently I got slugs. If y'all are like, wow, how did they follow that? I didn't. I just control clicked. VS Code told me where to go. Connection status is right there. So I'm wondering if the status, because we have a ready state, so it is using ready state. I'll just look at ready state while we're here. Can I get that? Give me that. Oh, I gotta go down here. So we get all the slugs. Ready state. Slugs equals bugs, yeah. Ready state 1. Let's look at the socket URL, because that should be nothing. Nothing. So we are connected to the 100 devers, but I haven't clicked it. So I'm going to click you and I click you off. We're still connected to 100 devers. Oh, because when there's no length, I'm returning. I'm not clearing. Ay. So instead, if I return setting the thing to nothing, I don't know. We're about to see if that throws an error. Okay, well, there was one error. Interrupted. We can ignore that error. Okay, so we are closed. But when I connect, we are connecting, we are open, and when I unclick, we are closed. Hey, so that's gonna help me on my bandwidth a little bit. So we can clean up that console log and that line there. So we fixed 2 bugs with the price of 1. So I'm looking around lines now, like, where am I? Yeah, so that was the only fix there. Now for the actual coloring. So here's the thing: if we're not connected to anything, we shouldn't have this angry red thing with an error, and that red is really red. Can we do like a color white instead? Yeah, that's much more readable. So when it's green, I want the color to be black because contrast. There we go. But when we're connected, boom, it's still readable. Okay, there we go. This is what I wanted. Now we need to not do something when we're closed. So when we're closed, so right now this is for all of them, but when we're closed, we don't want essentially data status not closed. Okay, let's see if I can see if Anki has saved me. Data status not. Oh no, that's not how attribute selectors work. There. Yeah, so if it's not closed, now if we do this, and yeah, Robodom, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you yourself doing pretty well too. Making progress on that JS Way Chapter 4. Because I am just about finished with this little feature thing. I'm realizing though, I do want it to be closed. So I do want this, but only when there's at least one group selected. That's what I'm missing. Default open connection status children. Interesting. Let's solve elite code. I mean, sure, we can go for elite code. Let me finish this change up though. 6 infinite loops. Hey, at least you didn't make infinite loops. That's progress. Yeah, so we save that. App TSX. Yeah, we did stuff. We did stuff. We did stuff. For all that stuff we did. You got any suggestions in mind, King? Otherwise, I'll probably just go find one. Let's see. What did we do? We moved. Replace. Indicator. Wow, that's not how you spell that. With simplify. Now we're just going to say we simplified it. We simplified the connection indicator. That's good enough. And now I just got to reset my environment variable. An infinite set. There you go. A intelligence. How are you doing this day? Thanks for coming on by. For those who don't know, for those who just want to hang out sometimes, Intelligence also does some cool streams. Always hanging out with you, doing the co-work, the motivational good stuff. Apparently watching them struggle, but they don't struggle that often. We over here just finished our first feature. Okay, that one don't look too bad, King. I mean, the name don't look too bad. We're gonna stop this and stop that, and then we will push our updated code to the internet. I have made this mistake like a bunch of times, so that's why that message exists. And yeah, we push it SSH magic. What we just did, Intelligence, was essentially we moved my indicator into this clickable thing instead of being hidden under here, because I was watching streams yesterday and it'd be like, oh wow, it's awfully quiet. No, the connection just got dropped for some reason. So but yeah, let's check out King's elite code suggestion. And we'll probably do this and then take our break. Done and dusted. That's right, Roger G. Okay, and I had to input some SSH credentials, because that script is pushing to the internet. Yeah, we got leak code loading time. Brought to you by Spectrum Internet. Having these tabs open probably ain't helping. Probably got a tab over here open, don't I? Yeah. Hey, Sam Griffin came online. That's cool. Oh, it's a path resolver. I assume that's what this was from the name, but yeah, that seems doable. Yeah, it's welcome up, right? Dial up. I mean, King, on one hand, thankfully not. On the other hand, if it's consistent dial up, it's almost but yeah, at least it's good. It can be better, but I know firsthand it can be a lot worse. Okay, so let's see what this simplified path leak code is. King already dropped us the link for those who want to follow along. So given an absolute path, starting with a slash, convert it to a canonical path. So we have to basically replace single dots with nothings, double dots with parents, double slashes with nothings. Oh, any other form of periods. Okay, this is a thing, because on some I guess on ZSH only, triple dot and any, like, will go up through 2 directories, quad dot 4 directories, so glad we're not dealing with that. Canonical path has the following format: start with a slash, separate with single slash, path does not end with trailing, only contains directories, no periods, double periods. So it's so tempting to just be like, bring out the regular expressions, but I won't do that. Although some parts of it can be regexed away, so let's look at the test case. So we have /home/ remove the last one. That's kind of an easy regex way to do it. Yeah, King, doubles equals single. That's the simplest thing so far. Double dot equals go up, so no op. So double dot / becomes nothing. I mean, this is very much I'm gonna do the bad stuff. Path dot replace. It's gonna be 2 replaces, so I'm not gonna be that fancy. So we're gonna replace all double slashes, which I think with that, with nothing, and then we're gonna replace the trailing slash with, so end of string is $, with nothing. We're just gonna I'm not gonna remote control this, because that's not how leak code works. Haven't really handled the double dot, but for double dots we will I'll replace double dots. Well, here's the thing: triple dot is said need to be a file name, so I'm gonna this is the weird thing where it's gonna be replace. Let me think of the thing that's gonna capture this bad one but leave the good ones alone. So we don't really have a test case for this. I need to write one. I mean, it'll hit me with one eventually, but let's simplify it. So we have home dot abc dot should be home. Well, it should not be home. It should, well, I have to actually think about this now. abc dot. So these ones are a file name, weirdly enough, but it should be enough. So essentially, if I replace this / double dot / with just /, that'll keep these ones alive. And then replacing / dot / okay, I think I see it. We're gonna do the baddest regex you've ever seen. So replace / dot / good luck reading that, with nothing, and replace / single dot with nothing. Okay, let's watch this not work. Totally not cheating. Yeah, I know, solution. So yeah, this is gonna fail real quick. But I'm just doing this to get me another test case at this point. Wrong. So input, output, expected. So I removed the trailing forward slash before the other thing could get it. So lovely order of regex replacements. We only remove the trailing forward slash at the end of the code. Now before I get LeetCode angry at me, let's drop this in here, run the code. Your input, your output as expected. Okay, so let's look at this. Replace any doubles with singles, replace any triples. Oh, that's triple. Oh, I'm supposed to replace doubles. That would help. I was saying one thing, but writing another. Output is nothing, expected nothing. Okay. So if we go back to the root, we'll need to add one. So simplified equals this. So basically it'd be returning simplified or forward slash, and I can already see that I could have done a better regex or a better return, but it works for that one case. Give me the next failing case. Do. Doubles should be replaced with singles and not with nothings. Again, user error. Let's take this case, put it in the thing, run the code. Okay, input, output expected, another submission. Okay, input, output expected. Wow, that is a fun looking one, ain't it? So it should be C. So if we go to A and then we do forward slash dot forward slash, I did it again. I did not replace it with a forward slash. Should also replace with a forward slash. Hey, Epic Cat, thanks for coming on by. Over here, knocking out LeetCode suggested by King, the simplify path one. For those who don't know, Epic Cat, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they did some LeetCodes last time. Little tougher ones than I'm on, but yeah. I got done early, study time, nice. Just knocking out this LeetCode medium that King suggested before I was just working on a bug, well not a bug but a feature for my always lurking thing. That's the thing, I pushed it, I never checked if it wasn't working, so it could be dead for all I know. Not a medium, I know. So essentially before, let me just click on this person. So before I had it where the green thing with like connection status was here, but that meant when you closed it, you couldn't see what people's connection status was. But now I have it in the button, so when you close it, you can still see your connection status if you're connected to the WebSocket. That's right, Epic Cat, I didn't do this. Blame King. They're the ones who suggested this one. Yeah, if you haven't saw this, it's basically so this is a multi-stream watcher. Essentially what it does, and watch, I'm gonna fully load it. I'm gonna watch my bit rate, make sure I don't knock out my internet. Essentially, there are lots of streamers on Twitch. I like to at least not miss them, but there are a lot of them. So I built this thing that it's like a multi-Twitch watcher, but it does more than that. So like these are all the people that are watching, and as they go online and offline, it automatically adds and removes their players. So yeah, that's basically what it does. It's a multi-Twitch watcher with automatic player addition / removal, which I did not find on any existing multi-Twitch watchers. And yeah, that's the main feature. And also, like, for other people, you can enter your favorite streamer here. You can also, this is the newest feature, it's a little wonky. You can view everyone's schedule. Unfortunately, I haven't designed the calendar, so it's very text on a page, once it loads, that is. And of course, you can jump in chat, like, hey look, there's you. And no, we're not channel point farmers. You have to explicitly hit the pop-out button for it to show up. So it's channel point farming doesn't even, like, it's there, not that simple. I have experimented with it before. Yeah, the schedule finally loaded, but this basically shows everyone you selected, all their schedules, so we can see. And that's actually, spoiler alert, I will be ending the stream at 5, because we're going to be rating a Rufio. So yeah, it's not the cool calendar thing, because what I wanted to do is So for example, watch Firefox and not load it. But yeah, I built this for me, and apparently a few other folks like using it too. So you can use it, enter in your favorite names of streamers if I don't have them. It should work. I don't know, it might not work. But what I wanted to do is I haven't gotten there. Basically, Roger J, yeah, that too. But mainly because like I can't keep track of everyone. So like when people go on and off, I'm like, I can't. Like I don't want to miss anyone, but I don't want to open 10 different schedule pages and be like, let's plan my own calendar. So I'm just like, it's always open on one of my tabs, and if I'm at my computer and I see it, I'm like, I made it. But if I'm not, I'm like, well, I was lurking in chat at least. So this is what I wanted to do. Now, I do not know what this calendar format is called. If any of y'all know what this weird calendar format is called, where vertical is the time and horizontal is the day, I would love to know. But this is what I wanted to make, but I don't know. The text was enough for me, I guess. It was enough. So this is what I wanted to do, and like show everyone's streams, like with these little boxes and stuff. Never got there, as you can tell, but if I ever do get to figuring that out or putting in the effort, I'll build this on here, but with everyone's everyone you selected specifically. But yeah, that's what this little thing does, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and what we did today was we added that colorful button. So, because I was on like for 2 days now, it's happened where I left it open and it's like, wow, it's an awfully quiet day. Nobody is streaming. The browser lost connection. Okay, let's figure out this weird one now. This weird wacky test case. Doom, doom. Okay, your input, output, expected. So I had a double dot. So what's happening is it's kind of recursive, like this needs to happen so that it happened, but it only happened once. So essentially, it would be cool if I did a recursive thing. If simplified not equal path return. So it's basically just going to be performing the replace multiple times. Bad code, I know, but seems right. Also want to do if not simplified. Return just a good old /. Yeah, let's see if that works. Probably only work for part of it, but only need part of it at the moment. This looks like an infinite loop. Interesting. I surely did good on that. Addy, great. I suppose we'll need a console log to see what's going on here. So that's how I'm in multiple. Yeah, RoboDom. I mean, other people are doing it too, but they're more like have a separate tab for each streamer. But yeah, that is. It's not a secret. It's just known as. So yeah, that's how I'm everywhere at once. I am always lurking. Hey, Leah. Thanks for coming on by. How are you doing this day? For those who don't know, which most of y'all probably do, Leah's, of course, in 100 Devs too, doing some cool streaming, learning React, all the fun stuff. We're over here doing elite code. How am I in multiple streams? You do multiple tabs. Well, do I have a product for you? Get my infomercial voice on, right? So, always lurking. So this is the thing I use. I built it for myself, but other people are using it. Essentially, you come here and you select which groups you want to watch. Now, these are just groups I made up, basically. But I just added, there's a list of usernames. So you can select who you want to be watching, the official 100 Devs team, everyone I found that's 100 Dever, people we rated, the Claw, friends, acquaintances. Again, I kind of arbitrarily put these people in these groups. And then it will load all their players for you on a single page, internet pending. and it also loads all their chats for you. So it's kind of a one-by-one thing, but you can jump between all your favorite chats, close the thing, get the full screen goodness, and if someone ain't on the list, you can enter their name manually. Or if they're offline, for example, you can enter their name manually here to force them to show up. Again, internet pending, because I'm streaming while I'm doing this. I'm literally open 6 players. Yeah, Robodom, I made this. It's actually, you can see the code for yourself. And this is what we did literally today. We added that colorful feature to it. Wait a minute, weren't you here? You're going live on the site. Yeah. Y'all can see the code for yourself. It's a little bit of React, so... Okay, it's a lot of React, but half of it's front and half of it's back end. I think I just killed it somehow. There we go. Yeah, when you open too many tabs, it's... I mean, if you have more than 10 players open at a time, you're on your own, but I've never seen that many people live at once. But yeah, and specifically if you don't like, I really want to watch the group, but I don't really care for this person in particular, you can go and uncheck them. Then if you're like, I love the Claw, I don't want to watch the noob right now, you can just go uncheck them. So you're still subscribed to the group for if these other people come online, but you can manually just turn them off if you don't want to watch them at the moment. Yeah, Leah, for sure. I mean, it's why it took so long. Oof, man, that don't sound good. Plus, I'm opening this on Firefox, which at least in my experience, Firefox does not care. Oh, which look at that. Hey, live demonstration, folks. Purple Elf just went live, and you see the player just showed up. So, man, shout out to them for going live while I'm demonstrating it. Ta-da! Unfortunately, there's no... I will eventually add a little thing that's like uptime of how long they've been live, but too lazy to do that. I wish I had all the GIFs. Oh, I remember that one, Robodom. Yeah, Robodom, again, it's not necessarily for the world, because you can't organize the folders. These are my folders that I've set, so you don't get as much customization. You can clone it, run your own version of the code, then customize the folders. But yeah, like the most user customization is entering your own username separated by commas to open up people who aren't on the list, unfortunately, because, like, again, is mainly meant for me to solve a problem. Didn't really think other people would use it, but now that I'm seeing other people use them, I slowly adding more features so other people can use it. Yeah, but for now, it's just everyone I've added, and you can manually add usernames here. But yeah, it's not out of the equation, Robodom, to like make it fully customizable in your own groups and stuff. I just need to build those features into it. I mean, it technically is public on GitHub, just not who just went live. Polarin. Bam, people are going live all the time. So yeah, another demonstration. Shout out to Polarin, or Polarin, I don't know how to say their name. We've raided them a couple times. They just went live. And as you can see, the player just shows up. It's like a minute late, because that's how long Twitch takes to update, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, for sure, Robodom, like, the features to do that, it wouldn't be impossible. It's just, I haven't written it. That's literally it. I just haven't written it down. So yeah, I'll get there eventually, for sure. Our players pause by default. So, for those who are like myself, who are internet disadvantaged, there is an autoplay button, and it is turned off. But if you got if you're hooked into the Google Fibers, if you are camping outside of Twitch HQ, you can check this autoplay button, and it will load all the players automatically playing. So, that checkbox, this is for you. You can push it. It's all for you. It ain't me, though. And this pop-up button, it's a little bit experimental. It essentially does this. I'll show it off. So you click a channel, and it pops up. This allows you, because it is using WebSockets, sending chat from my site. Let me look at the chat from my site. I see your chat, and I would respond if this thing wasn't broken. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, now there's a thing that for those of you who know, you know. I'll turn the quality down. Turn the quality down. Save my internet. Oh, thanks, Leah. Yeah, it's not a unique idea, but it's one that, wow, this sucks. This ads suck. Thing ain't working. Okay, finally get the quality down. So the pop out feature, for those who are like, what's this button here? So every now and then, when Twitch wants to run an ad, if you're using an embed, and this ain't a thing I can fix, there's no solution to this, the screen will turn purple for the duration of the ad, for like 20 seconds or whatever. The solution to that is to pop the player out, so whenever an ad happens, it either won't happen, or if you have certain software, it will handle the ad itself. And this also allows you to gain channel points with the channel, so that's another limitation of all multi-Twitch viewers, or Twitch embeds literally. If you are an embed, you will not gain channel points, so if you really care, you go to the streamers you like, you pop them out. Or if you're like, I want all the channel points and I have an amazing internet, click the checkbox, they're all automatically popped out. Gets mad at 4 and stuff. I mean, yeah, that's why they're automatically paused. I know my limitations for sure. But yeah, I mean, definitely more stuff to be like making that a little bit more user friendly for other people to make their own groups, but you know, many different projects, all different priorities. Including this leak code, thanks King. I mean that in the good way. Yeah, RoboDom, there's no way when I have them in tabs. Yeah, Leah, for sure. I assume that's what you meant, Leah. 4 separate tabs. Yeah. I mean, this is also a bit more performant. I mean, it's still an embedded Twitch player, but it's not the full Twitch site, so you don't. It's a lot lighter, which is why I use it. Partially. Although half of the scheduling work. But yeah, there's no way, at least that I know of, for me to specify the stream quality in an embed RoboDom. That's why I wanted to like set them all minimum quality, but there's no way to do that. Shucks. Okay, let's figure out this thing here. So, oh, I'm calling it recursively with nothing. That would do. Control S. Did I build that from scratch? Yes, RoboDom, I did build it from scratch. I mean, the code's here. You can see, yeah, it was from scratch. I started off with the nothing and the express. I mean, you can look at the commit history if you really want to see the beginnings. Yeah, it started off with a boring express server, then I got the boring React front end, and all the stuff like that. Hey, man with milk. How is it going? I see you. How are you doing this lovely day, evening, or night? Let's see. You won't mind. Man with milk. Okay, yeah, you've been doing some code. Okay, I don't know what. My chart just caught on fire because it thinks you just lost honor, but that's weird. You're sure? No, Robo, I am not a god. I appreciate it. Doing well, enjoying the break. Yeah, we all gotta get this break in for sure. I could have swore you were up somewhere. Man with milk. There we go. Hey, wait, where are you? There you go. Yeah, man with milk. You've been putting in the effort for sure. Wait, where are you? Change the filters. This is like flying a ship, this leaderboard sometimes. Man with milk. Ooh, that sucks. Man, how'd you? Wonder if I messed up. Nah. Oh, if you changed your username, yeah, I literally don't know your username, so that's the one feature. I mean, it's not really a feature because actual Codewars does. You change your username, I'm not gonna be able to track it. I'd need to know the new username. So yeah, that's why this is looking at your old username. That's why nothing's happening. Hey Leah, I'm getting there. I've been like I'm good at the code. I feel like I'm relatively good at the code. I'm not so good at the networking and stuff, so I'm behind on that. So yeah, more of a marathon than a sprint for me, but I'm getting there. Yeah, that's true. Man, with Milk, I mean, Twitch allows it, but yeah, usually you don't see usernames being editable, for sure, for sure. Chart.js turns out turning. Yeah, it's not easy, whoa, dude. Um, I was here and I was like, man, this is gonna be tough. It all, fortunately, for most charting libraries, it's the same kind of data. So whatever kind of charting library you pick, the data is usually structured the same. But yes, it took me a good like hour to remember, or like 2 hours to be like, wait, you want an array of objects, each with different keys? Like what in tarnation? Yeah, Leah. I mean, I do feel like for most, I'm confident with like if you threw say say boom, yeah, technical interview tomorrow. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Like it's either gonna go good, it's gonna go bad. I'm not. I wouldn't be sweating. I'd be nervous like 5 minutes before, but when it hits, it hits. Like technically, I feel good. It's just all the networking and coffee chats. Although I guess it's more of hit lists now. Yeah, so I know for me, it's a marathon, not a sprint for sure. Yeah, same here. Same here. But yeah, man of milk, this thing does not track username changes. I literally wouldn't know where to begin with that. I'd have to make a manual, oh, old name here, new name here thing, which I'm not gonna do that. That's why you're poofed away. But yeah, we can see all the other folks here. Who's that? Oh, that's Khan. Yeah, they've been bumping up. Yeah. Okay, back to the sleep code. We're gonna get there eventually. Yeah, Leah, that's I tried like keeping up in the beginning before the reset or even after a little bit of the reset, like just it wasn't good for me. Like it just doesn't work for me. Like it I was just stressed out the entire time, constantly getting further and further behind how many I should have and stuff. And then the ones I did get, I was like they never felt like they were like I felt like they were like fake network events or like they never felt like they were good, you know? They never felt like they counted is what I'm trying to say. Like the ones I did get, like half of them were like, did that really count as a coffee chat or a thing and all that? It's like it just felt like it fell on its face. So I'm like, yeah, was not all that stress and stuff was not it for me, you know? So I'm just gonna take it slowly but surely. Okay, so now what's wrong with this? So, faked networked events, like the family gatherings. I mean, it just felt like they never. I mean, not to make this sound like it very much. I have to get something out of every interaction, but it felt like they ended. Like I planted the seed, and it felt like it didn't grow. Essentially, for the thing. Yeah, Leah, that's kind of so I mean that's the debacle for those you might again goldfish memory. James Corbin, the debacle. They were streaming last time. I believe either you or someone else who's using a Twitch tracker is using the debacle's Twitch tracker. It might be you, it might be someone else. The goldfish can't tell. But yeah, that's what they did essentially. They were streaming and they were like, "This is giving me all the networking I really like." So that was kind of my approach of like, yeah, I'll do the streaming thing, and this will be my. It's either gonna be practice for networking or it'll be actual networking. So either way, win-win. That's what he said at certain points. Like yeah, I think because he was a driver at one point, and Leon said that the drivers were just excellent networking other ways. So I'm sure they networked other ways, but they did mention one of the streams that yeah, the Twitch helped a little bit because I was there for the one in which because there was Contra and there was Canva, in which someone from Canva came into chat, a company, and they essentially introduced and talked and stuff like that. And Devon was like, "Oh hey, I published something." There was a conversation through the chat, and he actually applied to them and like got a fair amount of the way through. It didn't go through, but it was basically to a job offer. So yeah, I mean that's the one I was there for, but I'm sure there were tons of others. Like Leon says, all about opening doors. Yeah, Leah, reading your old message. Hit it hard first, responding on Twitter and all that. Yep, burnt out. Yeah, not much of an impact. Didn't really stick, yeah. And yeah, like, I still have them on my sheet from the people I networked with, but I recognize people in chat much more just from your username, and you're not on my sheet. So it's like, I took notes for one person, and I barely, like, it didn't do nothing, but I just see these people, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you. So it feels like this is, even if it's a slower path, it's more progress in the other way. For sure, Leah, much more of a actual friendship than hello person. This leak code, I promise we're gonna get there, folks. Yeah, Hogboss, they are awkward, and didn't work for me, at least, or I just didn't figure out the thing. And yeah, hello to you too. Hope your day, evening, or night is going well. We're over here. Well, at this point, we're not doing the leak code. We're just talking and we're staring at it. But I promise, I'm doing it in my mind. Hey, yeah, I love the lurkers. That's cool. I'm a lurker myself, so yeah. For sure, Leah, yeah. That's what I got to it too. And even like when I did try to do the follow-ups, it always felt artificial for me. Yeah, I know Leon said it's like, it's not, that's like, it's the game. And I'm like, yeah, I'm playing the game. But not only, it's like, I'm fine with the feeling, like, I'll get over the feeling. But it was just like, if I make progress anywhere, this is good. I felt like I was making progress nowhere. So I was like, I'm putting in all this time, all this anxiety, all this stress over it, and it's like, I know it's not immediately gonna cultivate anything, but it's like, show a sign of life or something, and just, like, I'm not stopped, I've just slowed down to, like, other things that are showing results. Like actual code and Twitch and all that other fun stuff. Okay, what's wrong with this code? So I've simplified it, I got rid of that. So let's see this logic. Nice, Robodom, yeah. Okay, let's do this logic. So if we have A, B, C. So yeah, the double dot's supposed to do a little bit more than this. It's supposed to replace the last thing plus the double dot. So it's supposed to replace the last. So it's basically more regex. Here we go. Oh, this is really readable too, ain't it, folks? Can you show me the Anki? Yeah, Leah. I'm still open to them, and I'm trying to like still go through them, but I'm not banking my entire future on can I get X amount of coffee chats. It's like I'm gonna keep looking, and if I get them, I get them. If I don't, it's a marathon, not a sprint for me. I'm getting the job through other ways. And yeah, I can show you my Anki. City applications. Oh, this is gonna be real embarrassing because I have been busy the last few days, so my number is a little high. But it's not that bad, King. It's not that bad. Yeah, oh, it's up to 23. Never mind. I've been doing Anki every day. I haven't missed a single day. The chart's a lie. Don't look at the chart. The chart is a lie. So yeah, this is what my deck looks like. I have tech sub decks for stuff, all that, blah blah blah. Get my interview stuff in here. Still filling this one out. Did you want to see a particular card, King, or a section? I can knock one out. Promise started off pending and stays pending until the promise is filled or rejected, at which point it could be called settled. These are the states of promises. That was an easy one because it was the back end. A registry of changes to be committed. This is a Git index. For sure, Leah. Yeah. Node list. This is something not returned from a query selector, but returned from .children or such. Collection of nodes, live variants. Node is from a query selector. I was wrong. New line character. So you see some of these are very boring cards. But yeah, I mean, that's what my deck itself looks like. This is for the image editing program, not the other meaning, by the way. Last time I showed this, they were like, what is that? No, that's for the image editing software before you start looking at me weird. But yeah, for the most part, thank you, web. Yep, I know. But some people only know the other meaning. Whoa, dude, yeah. How do I create nested decks? Well, on the application software, at least the desktop version, the way you do it, well, how do I create a new deck? Wait, how do I create new decks? New decks. Where's the new deck button? Oh, here, it's create deck. So you give it basically the parent : thing. So if I want to say tech king is cool. So tech is the parent deck, 2 colons sub deck name. And now we can see tech king is cool is under the tech deck. So that's how you create the nested decks. And for TypeScript, if you can guess what that one is, let me delete king is cool so we can look. We see TypeScript is tech : JavaScript : TypeScript. Yeah, tech decks are tight. I mean, I've redone my decks like twice now. This is the way it stuck for me. So let's break it down to categories of all this stuff. And I always study the big deck anyway. I know Leon uses tags and stuff, and a lot of people use tags. I've never. It sounds like a lot of effort when I essentially have the features of tags via subdecks. Again, I don't use too many Anki features. Don't even use the fancy closure ones. The only fancy Anki feature I use is one I made myself. Gotta go to Chrome for it though. And this was from Jeannie, fellow 100 Dever. They linked to me the Google interview doohickey. And I was like, that's cool. Anki should totally have that. And then I made it. So we go here. It's going to be real awkward because I bet it's not going to work. Hey, thanks for the stretch, Roger G. I think I missed the last one, so I'll double stretch for you. Or I'll stretch another 5 minutes so it counts. Yeah, Anki Web is free, King. It's free for all platforms. The Anki desktop app is also free for all platforms, so you can download it on. The Anki Android app is also free. The Anki iOS one's the only one not free. Really recommend just using your web browser to go to ankiweb.net instead of using the iOS one, unless you really love it, in which case it's your money. Okay, so this is going to be real awkward if it don't work.
Why you would use a src set attribute in an image tag. Explain the process the browser uses when evaluating the content of this attribute.
I was a little bit loud in my ears, but I think the bounce was okay. So this is basically what my little user script does. It reads the card, and then watch it not work because I'm using the microphone for OBS. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it could not get my microphone, but you can parts dot push image blah words of the. So this is what it does when it works, but it's not working right now because I'm streaming. But it does work, I promise. And then once you show the card, it has your transcript of things you said, and it highlights the words that you said that were in the thing. So you can be like, oh, I forgot, I didn't mention elements. I didn't mention comma delimited strings. And you can see that kind of at a glance. So this is what I use for all the cards, like the interviewee cards. But besides that, my Anki experience is kind of vanilla. And I think, yeah, it does work when you're actually not streaming. Just not get out because I think this is where it lives. There it is. If you don't know what a user script is, it's basically a extension that someone was too lazy to build into extension. There it lives. You want to try it out yourself. Okay, let's figure out this regex now, because I know it is forward slash double dash, and now I also need to replace all the stuff before it. So this is backslash forward slash, no, not there, backslash forward slash dot question mark, or dot asterisk to get as many as possible. So hopefully this will make our ups actually go up. Wow, was that all I needed to do? Watch it not be it. No, input output expected. So I expected a forward slash, but I got something else. Huh, well this shouldn't be, I don't know what happened here. What happened here is this needs to be optional. Optional? I think asterisk is already optional. Let's get that test case in here. Go test case. Back after a baby code intermission. Hey, welcome back, welcome back. So I guess technically my first interaction with code was 2011. So that was back in middle grade school, middle school, some one of them schools. American, not high school, the one right before it, whatever that's called. There was an elective for learning 3D modeling and animation using the Blender 3D software. 2011. Yeah, that's about, it's not when I started, it's, yeah, because it's technically when I started coding, so I guess 2011 and a half, wherever the semester lined up, because that's when I joined that class and I started learning Blender because it was in the class. It seemed cool to learn. They had a game engine at that time. In order to make the cool games, you needed to learn Python. So I learned Python. And then Minecraft was popular, so I needed to learn Java so I can make cool Minecraft mods and plugins for my friends. And then, yeah, middle school. I'm forgetting all the words. Hey, Scratch, yeah. I guess time shifted. That wasn't really a thing in mine, but yeah, I know that's real popular now for sure. I did mess with it a little bit though, just when it came out and stuff. I don't know when it came out. I messed around with it when I found it. So yeah, I learned Blender, learned Python to make cool Blender games. Cool as in ping pong. It was very cool at the time. Then I learned Java to learn Minecraft mods and plugins for my friends. Ah, yeah. Cool, man with milk. Yeah, I assumed it was 2011, yeah. Nice. I mean, yeah, Scratch totally does count. Gets you into all the concepts and stuff. Basically all the integrals minus the syntax. Then yeah, then something said I needed to learn PHP to make websites, so I learned PHP. Then something said, well actually I figured it out. I need to make JavaScript to make the website interactive, so learn JavaScript. Then was basically it from there. College came around. I mean, I guess before college came around, I was tutoring my classmates and CS, computer-related stuff. College came around, got 1 semester of computer science in, big old pandemic. Then once all that settled down, basically, I was like, college don't look as attractive anymore. Look at this now. Forward slash, oh, so I got this thing here, placing the last slash. I can't do that until I'm at the very end, right? Let's see if we can do it there instead. No. Output. No. I like college. Best place to take a nap. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hey, nice, whoa, dude. Yeah. April 12th. That's pretty good, whoa, dude. We all gotta start sometime. Better late than never. Or better, it's not late. It's better as soon as you can than just putting it off, for sure. What's wrong with this code now? It's your input, your output. That's console log stuff again. I know I could probably use some form of stack or something for this now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I'm getting the trailing bit. So I have path. Oh, it gives me without the trailing already. Oh, okay. So if not path ends with /, I'm gonna add / path plus equal / I have to add characters so my regexes work when I remove characters. Disgusting. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so I outputted nothing. I expected ABC. If it doesn't end with /, add a /. So I added a /, simplified all the way to nothing. So 2 slashes equal nothing, correct. Dot / equals single /, correct. Double dot /, ooh, we need to be not that many, 1 or more, not greedy. Again, really abusing regex to get this one to work. No. Okay, we're close. We're getting there slowly but surely. Okay, let's see what we have here. So we go from all that to A, B, / C, D. So I need to resolve certain ones first, and then... Okay, I'm starting to see this. Yeah, it's very much a ordered thing. Starting to see... Yes, I don't think... I mean, I'm sure there is some regex solution out there, but it's not looking like the optimal or the simplest way we should actually be going here. So we might have to, I don't want to say it, not use regex. I know, we're gonna... Because essentially we need to resolve all the single dots first, so they need to all be squashed, and then once all they're squashed, we can resolve the double dots, which is removing the top thing from this stack. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Hey, Robodom, you finished chapter 4. There you go. Well, you did it for 1 hour. That's technically all the task was. So we won't ask if it's finished or not. You did it for an hour. Const stack. Hey, there we go. I mean, hey, 1 hour at a time. That's progress is progress. Or const. Actually, we want to split on the /, right? Actually, we can just be like, yo, path.split all the /. So that's my stack. And then essentially, well, we can do some replacements on this, actually. We can do a few regex. These parts should be easy, right? Getting rid of the doubles. Easy. Now let's comment out all this gibberish, because that was very useful. Yeah, Robodom loops is pretty integral concept. Once you get it, you can do all that stuff dynamically, infinite amounts. That's where it's one of the major control things. So yeah, once you get a handle of them, you can basically do anything any amount of times, all dynamically based on lengths. And hey, thanks for the follow, Manunda32. I think I got that right. Hope your day, evening, or night's been going well. Let's just console log the stack. Just have a little console log. Hey, thanks, man. With milk, yeah, I put like 2 or so hours into it. It's a little VS Code inspired, something like that. We'll run it again. You get lucky. Hey, you get a second one. Oh, it kind of randomly chooses a preset template. Here we can have a Twitch. Oh no, this is a Python syntax. And yeah, it's not completely polished. It doesn't support like a bunch of people following at once, but eventually I'll get it there. So here's our stack. Oh, we can get rid of all that empty junk. Dot filter. Goodbye, empty junk. Okay, so we have A, B, C, D. Now all the dots can also be gone. So yeah, another filter. Again, we're being very optimized here. Car not equal single dot. Boom. is add.follower command on JS or something I made up. Oh yeah, that's not real code, by the way. It's not actual real code at all. People have, you're not the first person to ask, like, does that compile? It does not. It's just I don't know. I guess it's a leet codey way to describe, hey, Rascal 2 has been, and followers been added to Rascal 2. They are from Twitch. It's kind of like those marketing things. If you ever like seen the marketing to programmers, it's like that code doesn't run at all, but it kind of needs to be human readable enough that like non-code people can understand it. So it's like, it don't run, but as long as everyone can understand it, it works. Yeah, Robodom, you're not the first one. Okay, so now I think I have this thing ready. We're gonna do a reverse. How do we do this? I gotta think thoughts now, because once we hit the double dot, we need to essentially remove the next thing. Yeah, so I'll need to iterate through it. Once I hit the double dot, I remove the thing before it. Okay, I can do a left to right loop for let I equal 0, I less than stack the length, I plus plus. Then we're gonna say, and we can skip to the first one because the first one will never be a double dot. That would be, yeah, the first one cannot be a double dot. And we'll say if stack I equals a double dot. Well, first we're going to say if it doesn't equal a double dot, and we're going to continue early because indentation is the enemy. Now we're going to be like, hey, I have found a double dot. Except you got to use dots, not a dot comma. Then we're going to say, okay, we're going to splice from stack. So stack.splice the current index -1, because that's how it works, because it goes up 1. Then what are we getting? We're getting rid of 2 of them. Then in order to be correct on the indexes, so if we're here and we remove 2 starting from here, chops these off, index needs to go back 1, needs to go back 2, so that way the next iteration of the loop will put it here. I know that the nuns are probably but yeah, we need decrement minus equal 2, and that should do the thing. Alright, yeah, it looks like thinking thoughts. Okay, well, we need to actually return the stack. Return stack dot join with the fluid slashes, and should there or should there not be? Okay, so here's the thing, gotta do that edge case for if no stack line. So if we ran out of stuff, then we'll just return the forward slash. Otherwise, everyone gets joined together and is happy. Output expected. Okay, we just need a suffer prefix. At this point, I can just do this, don't I? Yeah, I don't need that. Oh, I ran it too quick. Leak code. They're timing me out. Okay, this looks good, folks. We're about to see why it's not good. No. Okay, so input is this. Output is this. Okay, so remember when I said they would never add a double dot as the first? Then they did. That was funny. I guess if we do from 0, here's the thing. I'm splicing from a negative number. So I need to either max that to 0 so it doesn't go negative, or I need to see what happens if I splice from a negative number. 2, 3, 4, 5. A equals this, so a dot splice -1, 2. What are you going to do to my array? Get removed from the end. How dare you? So what I need to do is say math.max, so the largest of these. So if it goes below, then I always want it to be, I don't want it to go below 0, right? I'm clamping it to that. I'm clamping it on the low end to the 0. I don't know, we're about to see if this is going to be good or bad, or if they're even going to care. YOLO. Yo, Oregon Curtis, how are you doing today? Man, Ryan, you beat me to it. Hey, hope your client was going well, that client website. Oh, click the thingamabob. There we go. Did you do anything else after, or was it all client website getting that 11B thing well? I are not doing well. What? What are you... Okay. Maybe we might be able to fix that. Yo, Aaron. Thanks for coming on, too. You're on the gun there, Ryan. You just joined chat and bam, bam, hitting all the shout-outs. Thank you, thank you. Just the client website, eh? Just glad to hear about it, making that money. For those who... most of y'all should know, Oregon Curse, they do some pretty cool streams. View, they got Banky stuff going on, all that cool stuff. Liquid Markdown CMS templating stuff. Yeah, make CMS. Not always an easy task for sure, but definitely a cool one for sure. Pounding your head. Hey, man. You'll get there. It's all about progress. Take a break, take a breather, get a different pair of eyes on it, get a different age pair of eyes. That might be it. And yeah, Aaron over there, they make games in Godot. For sure, yeah. But yeah, folks, we're over here doing some leak code. We tried to regex it. That was a mistake. Don't. That was a big mistake. Yeah, now we're just doing the logic based on, for those of you who want to give this a shot yourself, but there it is. Previously, we got our always lurking going. Yeah, rockin' leak code. I mean, I haven't abandoned Codewars, but, you know, bouncing between them. This one was suggested, so giving it a shot. You can only do easies. Yeah, usually I see on the easies too, but it was suggested, so this one doesn't seem too bad for a medium. I'm just hitting all the edge cases at once, essentially. So not the worst. I'll read it out. So basically, when we're given a path, much like URLs, we're going to do what browsers and everything else do, is to simplify this to a canonical path. So convert the double dots to nothing, the single dots to nothing, the weird double slashes to nothing. Basically what the browser and file systems do for us, we're doing it. Hey, chapter 9, there you go. Shay How, okay, wow. Let's everyone wish Robodom some luck. Good luck. Shay How is good, it's just a little terse, you know. I mean, yeah, where else would you start, Dumpster Dev? You won't start on hard. You don't start on the 1 Cailloux, you start on the 8s, start on the easies. Slowly work your way up. Let's run this code one more time. Hey, Oregon. Hey, Curtis, you go grab that lunch. Trying to see why this code's bad. Run the good code. Start at 0 Cailloux. No. You know, they do go, like, they wrap around to the Dans. Like, they go from Cailloux to Dans. But I don't think Codewars has, like, even actually created it yet. So, yeah, you for sure. Okay, time to console log. Let's stack. See what incarnation's going on here. I mean, some of the 8s can be a little weird, Hog Boss or Hog Bass, so I wouldn't be like too bound up by that, because sometimes they don't belong as 8s, like they're mathy or they're logic or something like that for sure. And yeah, up to 4 Cailloux on Codewars. I mean, yeah, they do translate over eventually. Hey, welcome back, DM Bull. You done for work, yeah. Hey, Ryan, you want to replace the bot, because that's what you're doing at this point. You're the best shout out the bot there's ever been. Even beat my own, which is apparently not working, but yeah, bots are bots. Glad you're done. I think when you left, we were on this leak code, so I promise I've been making progress. I promise there has been progress. Let's see what's wrong now. Okay, so we're going from A. We have the double dot, get rid of the A. B, double dot gets rid of the C. But here's the thing. It needs to... So if I is equal to 0, it's only removing 1. Otherwise, I remove 2. That's it. Hey, that's good, Ryan. That's good, Ryan. Always appreciate it. did some back end work today. Nice, nice, nice. So you got a little front end, get that one PR off the front end, get some back end, get the whole stack, DM bull. Hey, we finally got it. It only took 61 minutes. But we finally got a solution here, folks. Okay, let's let's break this one down one more time. Wish it could be Leet code. I mean, I hear, oh, I guess on Leet code they're less math based from what I hear. A lot less math based, more algorithm based. I don't know, maybe I haven't done enough of them, but if you don't know the algorithm, then yeah, you're kind of stuck. Yeah, I mean, this medium ain't mathy one, thankfully. Simplify path, basically do the job what browsers do and file systems do, canonicalize a path. So yeah, first we replaced all the double forward slashes, which is the regex for. We replaced them all with single forward slashes, so we fixed that. Then we got rid of all the empties. Wow, we did two things. So we want car and. So we got rid of all the empty entries. Then we got rid of all the entries that were only dots, because they resolve to themselves. 3 weeks, that ain't no short amount of time, DM Bull. I mean, what is it? It takes 21 days to build a habit, so you were on there for sure. Yeah, I mean, just that's why I'm mainly like, I try to be consistent with Codewars, but it's like just the one a day, good enough for me. I mean, at least for me, it's like as long as you're doing some coding a day, which I am for sure. Right, so we did that magic regex, then we converted it to a stack, which is basically an array of all the things between the slashes. Then, what did we do? We went through the stack and we said, hey, if you're a double dot, we want to handle you. We want to get rid of all the elements from 0 to or the last one. We want to get rid of either 1 or 2 of them, based on what index is. So it's basically math to make sure we get rid of 2, or if you're at the beginning, we get rid of 1. Then we decrement our I by 2, which probably don't need to do. Then we return our stack prefixed with a /, which does the magic. Yeah, I mean that is at the end of the day basically what it is, problem solving at some point. At most points, rather, yeah. That's this notification. I'm not doing a contest. Yep, it's all about problem solving. But yeah, we got that working. For those who came in with the raid previously, or like before that hour-long leak code. Always lurking. School2.com. We polished up this thing because before it had an indicator of red or green inside this thing, which wasn't visible when you opened or closed it. But now, turn off autoplay, we can now see the indicator for connection status even when this thing's minified. So we did that. We did this leak code, and now we're about to. Well, we gotta take a break because it's been 65 minutes since a break. So we're gonna take a break, and then when we get back, we're gonna probably do one more thing on this app, and then jump into the Codewars leaderboard, add some graphing, maybe some cool stuff there. So let us take that break. Well deserved. Be sure to stretch, hydrate, and relax if y'all can. I will. Oh, that's the wrong screen. There we go. Stretch, hydrate, and relax if y'all can. I will catch you after the break, where we'll jump back into a splash more of React, and then more React. Yeah. Spent like 5 hours on a 6 Caillou. Whoa, dude. Your name is very appropriate there. I mean, it wasn't 6 hours, 5 hours in a row, right? It was separated by like hour, like a break at every hour, or a break every 20 minutes, right? Right? Yeah, those ones can be tough. Yikes. Whew. I cannot sit that long on one problem for sure. One minute warning. Feel free to slowly making my way on back. Need 30 seconds. Okay, welcome on back, folks. Let us jump back into the code. Okay, so let's see what we got to do. So I was gonna we're moving on. We are not moving on because there was a bug that I forgot we were supposed to solve. So we back in it to alwayslurking.haskell2.com. So we have this cool site. Yeah, it's very amazing. Been through it all, but there's a feature here that if you type stuff, and basically you're able to come back here. And all these settings persist, and they persist via, if you can't read these, hash query parameters in the URL. So if you have a certain preset that you just love, your favorite streamers, you bookmark it or you copy it or you shove it on your text file, then when you come back, it restores the settings and all the stuff exactly as you have them. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. As you can see, I just used it and it was like, ha, no, I'm not gonna work. Then always this weird reader thing's being weird, so I gotta don't know what that thing's doing. But a weird extension. What are you doing, extension? In my way. Okay, so don't know why this thing is showing. Yeah, so I could use local storage. The disadvantage of local storage is the fact that if you wanted to bookmark it or share it or come back to it, you couldn't do that. I will though, Ryan, I will be adding local storage eventually when I get to the like you can customize your own groups thing. But for now, like the fact that you can like save the bookmark and come back to it and like the shareability is why I'm storing it in the URL. Can't really do that with local storage unless I add a share button, which allows you to export, which essentially generates this anyway and then stores it in local storage. So yeah, I'm not opposed to local storage. I just think this is shorter to what I want to do anyway. And it did work at one time, I promise. Like it did work. It just ain't working now. It's like it works when I click it, like the value updates, but when I refresh, okay, see that checkbox worked. The checkbox worked. See, when I said autoplay, yeah, okay, those checkboxes are working. Never mind. It's this field here, so like you can see it's in the URL, but when I refresh, sponsored by Spectrum Internet, hey, it's gone. So that's one thing we gotta fix. The next thing is like what you check should also be in the URL. It ain't. But one thing at a time, we'll fix that additional thing not working. So again, we gotta start up local development. npm run start. Nope. npm. Nope. env file. Yeah, I was thinking of asking that, Leah, but I was like, I don't want to get lost on that rabbit hole. Yeah. Yeah, and thanks to the re-shout out there, Ryan. Leah's a fellow streamer. They also do their fair amount of Codewars, React learning, all that stuff. So if you're like, that's a lot of crazy React, I don't know where to start, you can jump on with Leah. They're going through it themselves. Long time ago. Oh, so you've literally blotted out the memory is what I'm understanding from that. Whoa, dude. It's like, nah, I blocked it out. It was too bad. Okay, React script starts. Yeah, we're all waiting for React to start up and do its thing. Yeah, after that 12-hour stream, I imagine you're taking a big rest, aren't you, Leah? Hey, there you go, RoboDom. Another hour down. Dense reading. You're not wrong, RoboDom. You are not wrong. Learn to accept defeat. I mean, hey, you learn something from every problem, right, whoa, dude? Every problem has a lesson to learn. Different port, yes. Big brain ideas from DM Bull. There you go. That's how the professionals do it. You're not wrong. Okay, we'll check that box off. Oh, I left a console log in here. How unprofessional. Running on Australia at this point. Oof. Might take you 2 days to reset at that point. Dom is gonna keep going. Oh, wow. You absolute mad. Chapter 9. And, woo. Hovering over the delete button. Yeah. No, I figured it out, Leah. Yeah, you're not on normal time anymore. You are now one of them. You are an Australia? Yeah, I can read words. You are an Australian now. Okay, so we have additional usernames. Use group selector. Here we go. Use additional usernames. I love me my custom hooks. Those who don't know, you'd know now. I love me a custom hook. Learn grid, never do's flexbox, always. Whoa. Okay, I don't know. I retract my endorsement of DM Bull. Those are some strong opinions. Learn grid, never do flexbox. I mean, as long as the result is the same, does it really matter, DM Bull? Just sounds like job security to me. Okay, let's figure this thing out now. I'm just gonna show some console logs in here. Right, so console log key state. So let's just see what it looks like. Show me what you got. That's a lot of console logs. Okay, so we're gonna clear it out. ABC. Clear it out. I don't believe you, Leah. Wow, yeah, I mean after that 12 hour for sure. Can we change tail and use float winds? Float wind, there we go. Instant fire. Okay, let's get through these consoles now. Let's see. So we go to the URL, open a new tab to URL, close, DevTools. Of course, half of our consoles were eaten alive, so we have it here. Additional ABC, and additional becomes nothing. How dare it? Sleep at a different time. I mean, hey, decent's all relative, ain't it? Glad it sounds like you've recovered at least. So what's happening is this use effect is updating when key and state changes. This has got to be what's going wrong. Because we are being pushed down to nothing. So let's see if key equals. Oh wow, I already had this debug code here. That's awkward. So if key equals additional, then I want a console log. What in tarnation are you doing? And I want to also console log my params. My current params. Right? Yeah. Key conditional always return false. That's why. Since the types group and additional have no have that weird thing in there. There we go. This should be enough console logging. So if I flip over there, and I forget to set a timer, that's okay. That seems about right. Okay, so let's look at it one more time. ABC. Well, quote ABC. Then clear. Refresh. Okay, so looking at just our logs. Yeah, I'm on Leah's side of this one. I do wish I could get to sleep earlier for sure. It's not really logging what they are. Disappointing. So state is here, then hash value becomes this, and state is still that. Shouldn't hash value always be state? I'm trying to think of the logic I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, so whenever state changes, update that. And yeah, if hash value equals null, then default value, otherwise JSON. I am doing that. Exhausted from teaching, slept consistently. Yeah. Sometimes the exhaustion is just too much, and it's like, I'm too tired to sleep. That's when it gets the worst, though. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out this logic here. Is it a strict mode thing? So I do know strict mode. That's not a strict mode thing. Shouldn't be the issue here. So the state is initialized to whatever is in the window location hash. The client is not a Next.js, so that's always something. You know, we had a console log hash value state and params.get key. PV, that's a good enough key for me. Why is this angry? Missing hash value. I mean, that doesn't change unless key changes, so hash value. Enjoy. 7 to 11. Nice. Not too bad. Oh, let's have a peekaboo at this here crazy code. I don't even know if I have this one solved. Ooh, rot 13. Do I have this one solved? Let's try to see. I think I have this one solved. So this was the 6-hour toughie one, huh, whoa, dude? Yeah, looks like I do have it solved. What did I do? Yeah, I went the little little mathy way. If it's not a character, return whatever it is. Otherwise, if it's an uppercase, 65 is my offset. Otherwise, 97 for ASCII. Yeah, DM Bull. It's a tough one for sure. Then I did math to get the character code, subtract the offset, plus 13 for the rot 13, modulus 26 for the rollover, and then back to a character code. So yeah, it's a tough one. I think there's a harder variant, maybe a Ford Caillou, that is any cipher, not the 13 specifically. Hey, let's take a peek at that solution. Oh, wait for the arrays. That's a good approach. So it's in the alphabet, and the alphabet index plus 13 is less than the length, so it's in the thing. So yeah, you did the modulus logic without using the modulus operator. Nice. Hey, 10 months ago, that's pretty good. Else, if the capital, so you did the modulus operator without the thing. Else return. This is exactly what I did, whoa dude. You instead of math, you use the arrays though. Probably a bit more readable. Okay. I mean, hey, it's completely readable though. For 6 hours, no real complaints. Aside from the this is a bit more readable for those who don't have the modulus operator or the remainder operator. I keep calling it the wrong thing. Yeah. I mean, I guess the one and only thing you could have done was reduce a little duplication with these arrays, or use lowercasing and uppercasing, but that's being Codewars fancy. This is the most readable this probably gets, probably. Yeah, for sure, the DM Bolt. I would definitely prefer that to some hacky. Hey, with the rest of the crowd there. There is simply index white. Oh, they manually shifted the array, the string 13 characters. I see what that is. Hey. That's okay. That's a smart way of thinking about it. Destructuring the problem like that. Yeah, King, I remember you telling me about that rolling hash for the interview, right? Yeah, we said rot 13, you started having flashbacks, like, oh no, not again. Rolling hash base file diffing. Yeah, I understood all those words separate. In Go, too, so. Hey, I love me a nice menu. Test data. I do not use Go enough. Oop, that was yours, Ryan. Let's check yours out. Alpha, uppercase. Okay, so that's, yeah, not duplicating ciphertext. Turn it to an array. If it is an alpha, index plus equal 13 modulus. Index. Okay, that's what's adding 13 to it. I was like, what's this doing? There's no side effect. Nice. Yeah, basically, it's a middle ground between mine and Woe Dudes. You use the modulus instead of an if-else for the 13 wrapping. And use the two separate... Yeah, I mean, it's quite literally almost structured the same. If lower, if upper, else everything else. A little different with string I think, and ciphertext, but besides that, all the same pieces are there. Yeah, I guess there are only so many different ways to do this rot 13. Either you're smart and you fancily shift it, or basically do it the way we've all done it. Yeah, thanks for sharing the solutions, folks. Nice to see. Nice. And yeah, that that rolling hash does not look fun. Didn't look fun when you were talking about it. Still don't look fun. Okay, let's figure out this logic now. So we have ABC. We go here. We clear. We refresh. Okay, let's see what's going on here. We have hash value is ABC. Hash value is ABC. So they stay in sync, which is what I would expect. And then eventually, state gets set to nothing. Is this what default value is? Because default value is nothing. Now check that out. King. Oh yeah, this is the actual algorithm within your the linked, because the other thing was the CLI entry. Yeah, again, I understand all the words, just not really together. So initial window, new instance, straps, I understand those. Defined. When you're quoting the RFC, it's like you're a little too far for it. And the PDFs, yeah, I remember these. So yeah, RA equals I enter leave mod. My goodness. I'm sure these comments actually are useful for those who know it, but it's like, they mean just as much as the code to me. Yeah, this is definitely not what I will be doing unless you're really... I mean, if you're paying enough, I guess I'll do stuff like this, but phew. Yeah, this is math, and more math. I mean, it's impressive you got that, King, but for sure, phew, tough one to do. Yes, wait, what is... Obviously, I have not programmed enough Go, because I'm not... Yeah, so this is what we're returning? No. This function signature's even got me going crazy. Yeah, for sure, King. This is your parameter. This is your parameter. What? Oh, this is a function, a member of roll sum. Oh, I get it now. Yeah, okay, I was confused about that. Did not realize that's how classes were existing in Go, huh? There's another language that does, C and C++, where you declare your functions of members as what look like separate functions, just kind of namespace to it or whatever. Yeah, and then you get your input and your output. Okay, I understand this now. Novice reads Go code. Okay, let's figure out. So param setting to state. Yeah, I know, King. I'm basically should read tutorial on first. I did touch Go. No, wait, what did I touch? Yeah, I touched Go once, but it was a bit ago, and it was for a weird router that I barely learned. Like with most project, I learned exactly what I needed to learn to do what I wanted to do, and then I stopped learning. But yeah, I have been through these once. Obviously, I've goldfish forgotten it all, but yeah, those are some pretty good docs for sure. After an expert in Go. Well, if I ever need to actually do something or read real Go code, I will definitely remember to hit that tour. Now let's remember what this state thing is doing. So when all these things change... So when does state change? Because something is changing state. Hash value equals null, default value. Otherwise, JSON parse, do the thing. Again, React is chucking me for a loop. We're going to rip out the, the strict mode, because that's also throwing me for the loop. So we can read our console logs in peace. So fortunately I know PV is always the same. I can ditch that. And refresh on that.